Okay, hello. This is What Would You Do week number 3. We decided to answer the regulating water resources scenario. In this scenario, I am living in Colorado during the ongoing water shortage. I attend a stakeholder meeting where officials explain that prolonged drought and reduced river flows are limiting water availability and threatening hydroelectric power output. So, as a result, stakeholders must now decide whether to continue diverting water for hydropower or preserve water for commercial and municipal usage. Okay, so the decision making challenge is how to conserve water in a system where demand already exceeds supply. To aid us in evaluating this problem, I used the stock and flow model, a key concept in systems thinking, which is introduced during chapter 10 on page 280. And I'll actually put an image of that from the textbook here. And this model explains how limited inflows, a shared stock, and multiple competing outflows interact over time. In this case, declining precipitation and snowpack reduce inflows and are the inflows. The freshwater stored in the Colorado River represents the stock, and withdrawals for hydropower, municipal power, and commercial use represent competing outflows, and these must be balanced to maintain system stability. So at the first decision-making point, I chose to reduce water use by hydroelectric dam reduction rather than reduce commercial and municipal water use. The decision was necessary because the Colorado River system is already under severe stress. And as explained in the 60-minute Colorado River Basin video, the river has been over-allocated for decades now. And simultaneously, climate change has further reduced replenishment through prolonged drought and declining snowpack runoff. This has created a system where water withdrawals continue even as the freshwater stock shrinks. There's an imbalance here. And so by viewing the system through this sort of a stock and flow style lens, it allowed me to easily compare different outflows from the same freshwater stock. While both hydropower generation and then the municipal usage remove water, they differ significantly in scale and also the system level impact. So on chapter 7, on page 196 and 197, under the low water conservation section, there is example provided from California showing that only about 20% of the human water consumption came from a mix between the municipal and commercial use, while larger centralized withdrawals dominated the overall use in the agricultural field. So by attacking just municipal and industrial, you're not actually getting at that much water. And so when you look at the hydropower representation, it utilizes a lot more water. This is a centralized outflow, and even though it's an alternative energy source, it contributes a relatively small share to Colorado's renewable energy mix. So from a stock and flow perspective, reducing the hydro power offers the most effective way to stabilize freshwater stock. And so after reducing the hydropower, we made another decision. In that, I chose to supplement electricity production with local clean energy sources. So new solar panels, new wind turbines, and localized, not centralized. Rather than making the decision to try and reduce electricity consumption across all industry sectors. So from the stock and flow perspective, this shift pressures away from the freshwater stock by changing how energy is produced rather than increasing water withdrawals. Investing in wind and solar allows energy demand to be met without creating additional water outflows. And so this approach aligns with the urbanization and future of cities video, which emphasizes decentralized and resource-efficient infrastructure, especially as the population continues to grow. Given hydropower's ecological conflicts under drought conditions and its limited contribution to Colorado's renewable energy, I'd say that expanding wind and solar capacity represents a more sustainable path forward.